What a night again for the Padres, who win a fifth consecutive game. They do so in improbable come-from-behind fashion in the 10th, one of the wildest 10th innings you're going to see. Even with that runner at second, Luis Garcia getting a crazy bases-loaded jam with nobody out. That was the theme of the night because Nick Martinez did the same thing in the fourth inning, got out of a bases-loaded spot with nobody out. Padres win it with, of all players, Jose Azocar with 2 outs, ripping a single into center field. The Padres have beaten the Brewers there 28-14. 28-14, Jim. What a night for the Padres. All right. I think Jim maybe is getting connected. Are you getting connected?
I'm here.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Padres win is the wrap-up show with John and Jim. Jim is back from his vacation. Padres win. If you're just making your way into the chat, make sure to subscribe. We are here for Padres fans. We have year-round exclusive Padres content. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to smash that like button as well. Hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when we go live. Also, follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. And please get to the super chat functions here tonight if you want to make sure that we get your comment. You can let us know where you're watching from as well. But what a win, Jim. I mean, trailing 2-0. Brewers have pitched it really well. Padres battled, got even, then survived that crazy 10th inning. And Jose Azocar, of all players, is the hero tonight for San Diego.
I mean, bases loaded, no outs. Usually it doesn't end well. You get the times where it is like, you get lucky and you need to get like perfect double play ball, either strikeouts. It's just everything defensively was perfect in that 10th inning. Just a great win. Now the offense again. They struggle at home. There's no way around it.
Just chill with that. I mean, they won the game. They chill. Like they won. They're 28-14. Like, how is that your lead tonight?
It's not my lead. My lead is that the defense was great. They got the timely hit. They struggle at home on offense, but they won.
Is anyone else's takeaway that they're struggling at home on offense right now? Comment in the chat if that's your takeaway after this one. After finding a way to win this game, coming back from 2-0 down. That's not my takeaway following this one.
I'm pointing out facts, John.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The team is struggling to score at home, but they did win this game to get to 28-14. Okay, let's get to our first super chat of the night from Jake. Jake, are you watching on replay? Spoiler,
they won.
They won the game. They won the game 3-2. Again, if you want to get to the super chat functions, you can do so. We'll make sure to get to all of them. Yeah, I mean, listen, you're playing one of the best teams in baseball in Milwaukee with one of the best pitching staffs in baseball in Milwaukee as well. I thought they pitched it well. I mean, it doesn't, whether you score 3 runs or 16 runs, it's a win here tonight. Thank you, Matthew, for this super chat as well. Garcia double play, Azocar bloop for the win. Woo. I mean, that's unbelievable in the top of the 10th inning. To get out of that without allowing a run is unbelievable in the top of the 10th inning, not just the double play, but then he got the ground ball to get out of it. And then bottom of the inning, it was not easy. Kim had a chance with 1 out, did not come through. And then Azocar with 2 outs. I mean, that's a really challenging spot, and he delivered. Otherwise, they're still playing baseball.
And this was a game where you thought, okay, the bullpen, besides Rogers, here we go. And of course, with Nick Martinez giving up those 2 early runs, he grinded through 5 innings, gave him a chance to come back. It could have been much worse, but they found a way to grind it out through 10 innings to score 3 runs. And that's, 5 in a row, 27 and 14. They're tied for the best record in best start in franchise history. I think the 98 team went 29-14 before they finally lost a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think 30-15. So they're right on pace for 98 wins like they were in 98.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they're finding ways. I mean, again, a year ago they were very similar record. I mean, they were 35-19, so they're just as good a year ago. It's just the way they're winning right now. They're doing so in unconventional fashion. I thought this was not going to go well with the way Nick Martinez started this game. Fourth inning, the bases are loaded against Martinez. He somehow gets out of that because of Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth with that phenomenal diving play to save at least a run. It was going to be 2 runs. He could have completely changed this game, obviously, if that ball gets through, and it didn't get through. And then the bullpen was good enough. And then they scratched and clawed, like as bad as Trent Grisham has been at times. That bunt base hit, or wasn't it a base hit? What was it? A safety squeeze.
Safety squeeze, but it was a perfect bunt.
Perfect. I mean, that thing was a thing of beauty. He's done that twice now over the course of the weekend and tonight. So that was big.
He should bunt more.
And just good situational. They just were good situationally here tonight,
He should bunt more. He has more. I feel like he has more success when he bunts than not.
Yeah, he also ripped he had a double in this game, didn't he, as well?
I believe it's a couple hits. He had a couple hits tonight.
Yeah, a double.
I mean, that bunt single is looking to look like a line drive in the box score.
It is going to look like a line drive in the box score. All right, if you're just making your way into the chat, Padres win. Again, they do so over the Brewers in game 1 of this series. The reason I think it's so big to win tonight as well is you get Corbin Burnes tomorrow. So, this could have easily been not just a, 1 loss, but then you're fighting that uphill battle tomorrow against Corbin Burnes, who's got that 2 ERA, those filthy numbers. So to get this one, it goes a long way. It goes a long way because we'll see what happens tomorrow. But to get this one goes a long way.
And I would say, coming off a travel day after a long road trip might be tough, but they were in San Francisco. So they were same time zone, literally an hour flight. So it wasn't a big concern of mine off a road trip. So that could have been a worry. And most of the times it maybe is, or it's probably the second day, really, when it really hits you. But, they were on the West Coast, so everything's fine. And 5 in a row, you've beaten teams with winning records, and they're beating teams with losing records. They're doing it all right now. They are one of, I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could argue they're the best team in baseball. If you wanted to make that argument, I think it's there.
Well, based on record, they're right there. Again, it doesn't even matter because it's so early. It's just keep winning. You probably could have made that argument last year too, around this time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could. But I think last year's team, there were some, you couldn't definitively say they had the best rotation in baseball. You couldn't, maybe Tatis at the time, you could say, yeah, he's the MVP. And they have an MVP right now in Manny Machado.
Mm-hmm.
And also bullpen closer wise, they had one of the best closers in baseball last year. They have one of the best closers in baseball this year. But I think the difference is the pitching. I can make a strong case that this pitching staff is the best in baseball, top to bottom. I don't think I could have made that case last year at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think obviously now it's based on their rotation. Last year was based a little bit more on their bullpen, but their bullpen now has been pretty good. It hasn't been perfect, but the bullpen's been pretty good, and it was really good tonight. Suarez, Garcia.
Because last year they were dealing with a bullpen that was being used so much early in the season, and it was coming through. The bullpen was great to start the season, but you kind of had a thought in your mind, this is not sustainable. This is going to end up being a situation where these guys are going to be worked way too much.
Yeah, and that's
what happened. And the starting pitching never, I felt carried this team last year. There were a couple pitchers that did, Musgrove and Darvish, but not as a whole for the entire season.
Sure. Let's get to our super chat here from 619 Cam. Again, if you're just making your way into the chat, it's the wrap-up show with John and Jim. We're presented by Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. We'll tell you about Mark in a moment. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. We have year-round exclusive Padres content for you. Please make sure to hit that notification bell, smash the like button as well, and follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Cam, great to have you with us in the chat tonight. He says bottom half of the lineup came through despite Manny having an off game, another great team win. Yeah, Machado had chances, right? Bases loaded in the 7th inning. He flied out, then first and third, 2 outs in the 9th inning, and he struck out against Devin Williams. But you're right, it wasn't just Manny here tonight. It was kind of the rest of the team. Good team win tonight.
Yeah, Manny's going to have those nights. It's not like every single night he's going to come through.
Sure.
But the biggest takeaway is that he's in those situations. If he's constantly in those situations, he's going to come through a good amount of times. Just tonight, he didn't. but that's good. It's a good thing that he was in two the biggest situations tonight, bases loaded, and then in the ninth inning with an opportunity to win the game.
Yeah, again, this is the ultimate team win, guys. I mean, I'm looking at this box score and I'm thinking about some of these plays. I mean, Robinson Cano defensively makes a really good play, barehanding a ball. He moves a runner in this game. Jake Cronenworth with his defensive play. I mean, Hosmer had a base hit and 2 walks in this game. Profar had a base hit. Myers had that lead double when you trailed 2-1 late. Maybe they took advantage of the fact that the Brewers didn't have Josh Hader here tonight. I don't know what that changes. Maybe they get another inning out of their bullpen before they allow a run potentially in the 11th inning. But
I don't think you would pitch.
This is a great.
I don't think you'd pitch Hader in the ninth.
Well, they got through, they got through the ninth, right, with Devin Williams.
Yeah, I don't think you would pitch Hader in the 10th either.
Really? Well, what would you save him for? The lead?
Well, I guess you might pitch him in the 10th.
I think that's why they threw Devin Williams in the ninth, because he was their closer.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's different when you're on the road team, though.
It is, but I mean, you can argue it both ways. I mean, you're still trying to get to the next half inning. Right. I don't think they would have left him. I would be very surprised if Josh Hader wasn't used in a game that they would lose in extra innings by 1 run. But I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. Okay, let's get to our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. And again, if you're just making your way into the chat, please consider the super chat function. Great way to support this channel. If you want to make sure we get your comment, Mark Nimitz is helping me right now with an insurance claim. If it is auto, home, renters, life, earthquake insurance, whatever it is, Mark Nimitz can help. He can save you $750. He's helping me save literally thousands of dollars right now because I had this plumbing issue in my kitchen. So we're working on a claim, and it wouldn't be possible without Mark. He's saving us literally thousands of dollars. He's a San Diegan. He's a lifelong Padres fan. He'll talk to you about the Padres. There's a link down below for his site. He can save you money. He's got great customer service and communication. He's been with us, Jim, since day one. So if you have any insurance needs and you're in San Diego, please consider Mark Nimitz.
All his information is above my head, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
There's a lot of moments in this game, with runners in scoring position. The Padres weren't great until that final base hit from Azocar, which was a big moment. I thought trailing 2-0, it felt like it was going to be a pretty uphill battle against Adrian Hauser, who was very good in this game. The bullpen for Milwaukee has been excellent this year. Guys like Boxberger, the former Padre, got Devin Williams has been excellent, obviously, throughout the course of his young career. So, this didn't feel easy, did it, Jim? It's like you're trailing. You're coming off a 7-2 road trip. Offensively, you didn't have a hit, I think, until maybe the 4th or 5th inning in this game. So it's like they've beaten people multiple ways. They've beaten people by getting out in front, but they've also overcome some deficits against people and good teams. And now they're 6-4 against teams that are over 500 with this win tonight.
Don't get all sad and pouty. It's been a grind at home. They are getting the wins. That is a good thing, but it's been a grind. It's been a grind. But yes, the most important thing is they're getting the wins.
Yes. I mean, it's not about getting sad and pouty. It's just about being 28-14.
Well, it's also about not telling the truth, but it's okay.
I'm not telling the truth about this team. It's 28-14. You think you are?
You can't admit to me that it's been a grind to score runs at home.
I mean, what does that even mean? So I don't even know what point you're trying to prove.
I'm just telling you, it's been a grind to score runs at home. Am I wrong?
I mean, it's been a grind to score runs in baseball,
at home this year for this team. It's been a grind to score runs at home for this team.
But again,
that's not negative.
I think in a win, I think in a win, it's not really a story. I mean, is it? Is that the story tonight, that it was a grind to score runs for this team at home?
No, the story this year has been it's been a grind to score runs at home. It is facts. They
or maybe the story
3 runs at home.
Or maybe the story at home has been
the most runs in the league on the road. The winning.
Or maybe the story has actually been that their pitching has been really good at home, and they're 11-7 at home. Maybe that's the story.
It's been really good. Their pitching's been the best in baseball. I'm just pointing out it's been a grind. Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, I mean, go ahead. Floor's yours. It's your show. Go continue.
Just saying it's a grind, man. Just saying it's been a grind at home to score runs. That's it. If you deem that negative, then go ahead.
No, it is negative. That's fine. I mean,
not really.
It's fair. I mean,
it's been a grind.
Fair.
To say it's a grind, a grind's negative.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, a grind's negative.
Who's on Team John? Who's on Team Jim? Put it in the chat. Yeah, I mean, again,
I'm not pouty. I'm happy. I'm just telling you, like, jeez.
Let's see here.
It's not I'm pointing out there 28-14 on the year. They are one of the best teams in baseball. I literally just said 2 seconds ago, you could argue, and I could argue that this team is the best in baseball right now. I could argue that their pitching staff has been arguably the best in all of baseball, and I would take them over probably anybody right now in the league. I think this starting pitching staff.
This is funny. Their WRC, their runs created stats are actually better at home than they are on the road.
Oh, WRC.
But don't let that get in the way. It's fine.
Yeah, three runs at home, 7 runs in the road. Whatever.
They're not averaging 7 runs on the road, dude. Come on,
it's like 5.8 or something.
Yeah, they're averaging 5 runs on the road, and they're averaging more than 3 runs at home. The difference is about a run per game between home and road, and they're also playing in San Diego or the Marine Layer, which we've seen for year and year and year.
I'm not upset after a win. Jesus Christ!
I mean, again, it's just.
Man, people can't take the truth around this place, unfortunately.
Okay, that's what it is. People can't take the truth.
A grind. It's been a grind. Jesus Christ.
Okay. All right. What else to get to?
Snell tomorrow? Or do you talk about Azocar in the 9th or the 10th?
Say that again.
Azocar in the 10th.
What about him?
What a moment.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, he had 2. Did he have 2 hits in that game? He came in as a pinch runner. And he had another moment, I thought, in that game. Did he not? Let me see. Yeah, he had 2 hits. He did. Was he part of the 7th inning rally? I forget if he was or not. But I mean,
he's turning into a nice little player. I mean, he can play really good defense. He's come up with some big hits tonight. The biggest hit, probably in his career. Right?
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, I'd have to look, but it's one of the biggest hits
you've ever
had. Yeah, first walk-off. I demand to see the picture of the picture that Musgrove took in the dugout with the Polaroids.
Oh, dude, can you imagine? No, that's an unbelievable moment. And Luis Garcia in the top of the inning is an unbelievable moment. How about Nick Martinez? You would have thought he won the World Series getting out of that 4th inning after the Cronenworth play. Freaking all like pumped up, going crazy. Like this team's all in one freaking. I mean, they're all pulling in the same direction. There's no question about that. Like that's a big factor right now. Like you cannot. This team's not going to be left for dead. And I thought they were top of the 10th inning. I'm like, come on, this is a tough spot. Urias led off that inning with a single. By the way, they should have scored a run. I think on that single, the ball was bobbled and left by Profar. Nobody knew it at the time. There was nobody out, so you put the stop sign up. But I think if you don't put the stop sign up or he runs right through it, I think he scores easily. Profar bobbled the ball, would have easily scored a run. So maybe we'd still be playing. But yeah, for Azocar, you're 100% right. I mean, he's earning more playing time, especially the way Trent Grisham is playing. And I say that Grisham's had some good moments here over the weekend in San Francisco. The safety squeeze today, a big play with the safety squeeze. I saw people calling him the bunt god. Kind of like the punt god over the last couple of days.
Well, he should bunt more. He's been doing great bunting, and tonight was a perfect bunt up the first baseline. It was suicide. So, yeah, Grisham is. They have right now Grisham and Azocar, kind of like dual center field at right now. It's not either or's job. Both of them are getting the lineup pretty regularly. So. They're both doing, I mean, for this team right now, they're doing what they've been asked. Like Grisham, a lot of people were upset about Grisham's productivity, but he's a 7-8 hitter, 7-8-9 hitter right now on this team.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a guy that's going to be put in a leadoff spot anytime soon. I think he's not a guy that's going to be put in the middle of the order. he's the bottom of the order for a reason. And, just expect to have stuff like tonight. Get a double, bunt, single, suicide, play solid defense at time. I mean, that's just who he is. So he's not going to turn into Mike Trout.
Probably not. No, I don't think he's going to be Mike Trout either. What do you make of this? Juan, thank you for the super chat. Marine Layer, Petco Park, dead ball, low scoring. Thank you again for the super chat, guys.
Thank you, Juan. Yeah, probably. Or the humidor or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know what the humidor even.
I thought that was supposed to increase offense.
Right.
So. Yeah, I mean, again, it's still early in the year where I think it's a little bit of a cautionary tale to get too concerned about splits, like, oh, they're doing this at home, they're doing this on the road, they're doing this against good teams, they're doing this against bad teams. I would just say in general, here's who they are. 28-14, 42 games in. Here's who they are. Here's the good, here's the bad. That's what I think they are. The venues are the venues. Maybe Petco play more hitter friendly in the second half of the year because it'll be hot. Maybe it won't. I have no idea. Maybe Petco's going to play crazy big this year. Maybe this team's going to be unbelievable on the road and not have the same offensive success at home this year. But I mean, it's still early enough where I feel like that could still even out because we've only played 40 games.
Right. I mean, there's some trends that are happening right now. You're right. It's only 40, what?
Which is 15 at home, 16 at home, something like that.
What is it? How many?
42 games, yeah.
42 games in the season, so you're over a third of the way in. There's some trends.
Over a quarter.
Yeah. There are trends.
Yeah.
There's time to buck those trends. Hopefully those trends don't. Some of them hopefully continue. Some of them hopefully don't continue. Yeah. Overall, they're one of the best teams in baseball, and that's what it is.
Now, I have no idea. This is interesting. Rich McGuire, good to have you in the chat, as always. Thank you, guys. If you're just making your way into the chat, we have year-round Padres content for you. It's late on this Monday evening. Padres beat the Brewers in 10. They get to 28-14. I agree with you, Rich. You know what the moment that I was shocked at, Jim, is that they faced Manny Machado in the bottom of the ninth inning, right? Devin Williams, first and third. The winning run is at third.
Yeah, I was playing with fire right there.
He struck out Machado. I mean, credit Devin Williams. The guy's a brilliant young pitcher. Brilliant. But that, to me, was utterly shocking. Like, what if Machado beat you there? What do you say to the media? Oh, yeah, it's all right.
I don't know why they faced him. I mean, he got away with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. I'm sure Machado was looking slider away.
Yeah.
Or changeup away or whatever.
It was a filthy pitch.
Whatever the pitch Devin Williams throws that's like pretty much unhittable.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he could throw 96, to be honest with you.
Because his changeup is filthy. I didn't know he could throw 96 like that either.
His changeup is it's probably the best in baseball.
It's good. It's really good. It is.
I mean, it's the no dot like frisbee pitch.
Yep.
Where you have no idea where the hell it's going to go. But yeah, shocked they faced him. They didn't face him in the 10th. They walked to get to Pro.
What did they do in the? Okay, what did they do in the 10th? So after, I'm trying to remember how that unfolded. How did that unfold? There was an infield hit from Cronenworth. They made it first and third. Then they walked. I forget how that unfolded. How did that unfold in the 10th inning?
I forget.
Pull that up.
There was one out. Or there was one out.
Okay, yeah. Profar grounds out. He moves him to third. Then they intentionally walk Hosmer to set up the double play. They then later intentionally walk Myers, like after that sequence had begun.
Right.
Then Kim lines out on the broken bat flare to Urias.
Mm-hmm.
And then Azocar with 2 outs on a 2-1 pitch lined it into right center field.
Right. So...
Yep. So maybe was that? Do you think that's over managing, like walking Myers there, first and third, 1 out? Should you face Myers in that spot or load the bases with 1 out to get to an inexperienced hitter like Kim? You could argue getting to Kim in that spot.
I would 100%. Myers of late has been really good.
Yep.
I know you don't want to hear this, but Kim's home stats aren't great. So maybe they were looking at matchups and they saw that Kim's hitting 100 at home, and they thought that was a better matchup than facing Will Myers. And also they get the double play intact.
Well, they had the double play intact either way. He's first and third.
But they wanted to force. Well,
yeah, that's a little. But then you have no margin for error either with the bases loaded.
True, but I think you want the force at every base, right? If you load the bases.
Yeah, arguable. I mean, Some would, some wouldn't. Some would prefer first and third having a margin for error, where if you lose the batter, you still have another. You haven't loaded the bases, but yeah, I mean it's hard to fault that strategy in the 10th inning. I was faulting the strategy in the 9th inning though. Facing Machado there was bizarre. It was really bizarre. Okay, thank you, Matt, for the super chat. Thank you guys for the super chats. Here's the Padres beat the Brewers in 10. He says tomorrow's game will be on Tuesday Night Baseball on TBS for those that are outside of San Diego. I love how many games have been televised nationally. It's a ridiculous number these first 2 months. I feel like there's been like 10 games with Apple, Peacock, TBS, Sunday Night Baseball. Like there's been like 4 or 5 different outlets they've been on.
That's good.
It's great.
More the better.
It's great if you don't have Bally Sports San Diego.
Now, would Don do the TBS game?
That's a good question, man. Since
he's already, TBS guy.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know the answer to that. It would be easy for him to do it. Can they just simulcast like Bally Sports or simulcast Don's call from TBS with Mud and put it on Bally Sports as well?
Now, do they do TBS and Bally Sports?
I think so. I think with the national games, you still have the local broadcast unless it's Sunday Night Baseball or like those Apple TV games. I think TBS isn't. Actually, good question. Actually, I don't know. Is it on Bally tomorrow? I have no idea. I thought it was. I thought he was talking about it, but I don't know.
I have to check. I'm not sure. It'd be weird if it was on Bally and TBS.
Hasn't that happened a couple times this year? I feel like it happened this weekend. FS1. Saturday's game was on FS1 and Bally Sports, which was weird.
Really? I thought it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. It is.
Because I was watching the Don call, but then someone texted me like, oh, this FS1 broadcast is so weird. I'm like, what FS1 broadcast?
Right.
Right. Someone was just talking about here in the chat. You were talking about tomorrow with Blake Snell. What's interesting here is they had to use a lot of relievers. Obviously, the game goes 10 innings. Their starter went just 5. So when you look at this box score here tonight, like who's down tomorrow potentially for San Diego? Chrismat went an inning. He could probably bounce back. Tim Hill. I mean, maybe these guys can bounce back. Chrismat, Hill, Suarez, Rogers, Garcia all went an inning. So maybe 1 or 2 of those pitchers could pitch again tomorrow. But it's hard to count on Blake Snell going even 5 innings. Heading in, I wouldn't count on more than that, certainly. And I'd probably count on a little less than that, between 4 and 5 innings.
Probably. Maybe less.
I mean, right between 0 and 1 innings.
Yeah, I mean, you got to show it first. You got to get through at least 4 innings without throwing 90 plus pitches. To be efficient tomorrow. Let's throw strikes. That's not nibble. That's attack. And when he does that, Snell is great, and we've seen him do that before. And he's like unhittable. But I think you can tell pretty early on with Snell what type of Snell outing it's going to be.
Yep. I agree with that.
If he throws like 25, 30 pitches in the first inning, a couple walks, you're like, this might be a, 3 inning, 75 pitch outing. Or if he gets to the first 11 pitches, couple ground out, strikeout, then you're like, okay, let's go. You have, possibilities to go 4 or 5 innings. But it all depends on how he starts tomorrow. I feel like if Blake Snell starts tomorrow with a 12 to 17 pitch first inning, that's a good thing. But if he's throwing 25,
what was it last time?
Pitches,
I think it was 34 pitches in his debut this year in the first.
And he walked 2 guys, I believe.
Yeah, 2 of the first 3.
Yeah.
Bobo Happy saying that the game will be on both TBS and local stations. I saw someone else. I think Matt said that as well. Yeah, Matt did say that. And then to the point of Johnny, our loyal viewer and listener on Extra 1360 as well, the over-under, like we're talking about here with Snell, I mean, I would probably say 4 2/3 innings. I mean, he did go 3 2/3 despite somehow throwing 34 pitches in his debut. I think it's very reasonable that he could get through 4 2/3 or 5 innings, but it's hard for me to go higher than that. If I said over-under was 5, that means he has to go more than 5 for that to hit. So I'd put it probably at 4 2/3 innings tomorrow for Blake Snell. And I'd take it. I would take 4 2/3 innings, 2 runs or less from Blake Snell right now, probably.
Yeah, probably. Depending how it looks. Like if he goes 4 2/3 with like 4 walks and like 4 strikeouts and 2 runs, I guess you'll take it. It's not pretty.
Right. But, dude, it's going to be, and I'll say this, tomorrow is going to be wild because of the bobblehead night.
Dude, oh my God. And by the way, I see people in the chat asking if I'm going. I'm not going tomorrow night. I'm not.
Too crazy, right?
Dude, I remember last year
6 games at 6:40.
I tried to get to the Tatis bobblehead game last year.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, it was a shit show. It was crazy. And they actually ran out of bobbleheads too, which was
is it a bobblehead for everyone, or is it first like 35,000?
I mean, they better make 50,000 plus bobbleheads.
Because that would suck to be down there and not get one.
Because imagine if you get to the game and you're super excited with your family and you have to work, or your kids are at school or whatever, and you get there kind of late. And
it sucks. And the game's at 6:40, not 7:10, so it's hard to get down there early for some people.
You promise your kid a bobblehead, but
It's a great point.
And you don't have a bobblehead because you didn't make enough. I think they will make enough. I hope they make enough. It's 35,000. Really? I see that in the chat.
I think I saw that too, which is kind of, I'm with you.
I don't like that, man.
It kind of does kind of suck.
That sucks because there's going to be 40,000+ there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just have now created a situation, if you're the Padres, where I don't know. You've created a bad situation. I personally, if you're making bobbleheads, because those are the most sought out giveaways, right? Mm-hmm. Bobbleheads by far.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to make at least $50K for however many your stadium holds. If it holds 42,000, you better make a couple thousand extra.
Yeah, I feel the same way. For something like this, for something this like special for people, the fact that you're going to sell at the ballpark because of something like this, then in my opinion, you got to make sure you have enough.
And you've also created a situation now too, where somebody who goes in the ballpark, they're going to try to steal some bobbleheads.
I know. Because people take more than one. Yeah,
they take more than one. They either they sell their bobblehead on eBay for a stupid amount of money, and it's just not. I mean, if you're gonna have a bobblehead night on a Tuesday, let's have everyone get a bobblehead. Yeah. Everyone should deserve a bobblehead that buys a ticket.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No questions asked.
I am. Matt, thank you for the super. Speaking of over-under, what's up with Monkey Knife Fight? So, yeah, we're still absolutely working with Monkey Knife Fight. We have a link down below for them. A lot of our viewers have used their products, Daily Fantasy Gaming. You can play Padres Daily Fantasy with Monkey Knife Fight. So, yes, please support Monkey Knife Fight. There's a link down below for that. You can play Padres Daily Fantasy. If you use promo code WRAPUP, you'll get a 100% instant match on your first deposit up to $100. So hopefully, Matt, if you've been playing, you've been winning, playing with our daily fantasy partner, Monkey Knife Fight. But thank you for asking.
Yeah, we're still doing it. Link in the chat.
Yeah, and then I also saw someone. We got a lot going on here. Thank you, Dale. And I will put a link to the merch in the chat right now. So, Dale, thank you for the order last night. Yeah, it should be hopefully to you in about a week. I think it's been taking about a week. It's been pretty quick. I've ordered some things. We've gotten some things over here. It takes about a week, maybe a day or two longer than that. 7, 8, 9 days, you'll have your merch. If you guys are looking for a way to support this channel, whether it's the super chats, whether it's Monkey Knife Fight, use promo code WRAPUP, whether it's the merchandise. And there's a link I just put down below. There's also there's a link in the chat, and there's also a link down below. But Wrap Up Show, John and Jim, Reach Around Show, great way to support this channel. Dale, thank you for picking up some merch. When it arrives, please put it on Twitter or please show us somewhere on social media, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out. No question about it.
Yep, post it somewhere, and we will definitely post
give some love.
Wrap Up Show stuff.
Yeah. Airborne Figgy says, and thank you, Airborne Figgy, for the super. With us winning, do you wait to bring? Okay, with us winning, do you wait to bring Fernando Tatis Jr. back? What do you think, Jim?
No. Now you have a little bit of wiggle room here where you're playing and you're winning baseball games, where you're not looking, where Tatis especially isn't looking like I need to come back ASAP to help the team win. Like you're in a good spot with Tatis. I don't think you wait though. When he's ready, you bring him back.
I completely agree with that.
But you might want to err just on a little side of caution, just a tad bit. Not a lot. Not a lot. Maybe like a couple games.
Yeah.
Or like a week. But other than that, when he's ready, you bring him back.
If they were like middling or struggling or under 500, maybe you'd be tempted to do it sooner rather than later. Although what would that really accomplish? You know, if he wasn't ready and you were under 500 and then maybe the team's pressing and he's pressing. But right now, I know Marty Caswell tweeted out a video earlier today with Tatis stretching with Cano, and Marty said that he's put on 10 pounds of muscle. Now, I don't think she was saying like in the last week, by the way. A lot of people were reacting to that. Like, how's he put on 10 pounds? No, I think she's saying he's put on like 10 pounds here since this surgery.
Right.
From March to now, he's put on a lot of muscle. He was supposed to get some type of, I don't even know, doctor's visit that would allow him to clear to swing a bat, essentially, right? Grip and swing a bat was supposed to happen either today or tomorrow. So that's the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next step is like making sure his wrist is clear to grip and swing. And from there, pain tolerance and when's he available. I mean, he's eligible June 7th to come off. Most people don't think that's feasible, but you're hearing people like Kevin Acee say latter half of June, which is only, a week or two after June 7th.
And we are at May 23rd. So 1 week from now, we're in June. And if we're looking at middle of June or end of June, that's very quick.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, listen, if there's any type of wholesale change to a lineup, that's a wholesale change to a lineup, even though it's only 1/9 of your lineup. Because it's Fernando Tatis Jr. and he's a 40 home run hitter. So that's something that could make this lineup look different. If that's what people are looking for, it just is going to protect the others. Machado will have more to hit. You're moving guys like Profar and Hosmer down. So it's going to benefit everyone, assuming he hits, and he will. I mean, I have no question Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to hit. Does it take a day or 3 or 5 or 7 maybe, but he's going to hit because it's Fernando Tatis Jr.
I mean, do you go Tatis Machado 1-2 or do you go Tatis Machado 3-4?
That's a really good question. I think they'll do both. I love Tatis as a leadoff hitter. I always have. Now, I think he's extra versatile as a leadoff hitter if you're going to allow him to run as well. If you're going to take that away from him, maybe that changes a little bit of it. But he's a guy that is able to get on base and hit for power, which I always like, by the way, towards the top of your lineup. You just lead off 1 inning guaranteed, obviously, as a leadoff hitter.
Right.
And that's the first. I think we'll see him a lot as a leadoff hitter and a lot in that 3-4 hole. And they'll just bounce it back and forth, whatever's working. But if you look at his career numbers as a leadoff hitter, it's been ridiculous. I mean,
he's like good. 320 average hitting leadoff. His OPS is like almost like over 1,000 almost.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Hitting leadoff. He's incredible.
Faye, who was with us this weekend, Faye, good to have you in the chat tonight, saying it would be awesome if Tatis came back June 8th, my birthday, which Faye, by the way, is my birthday.
Oh, it's
as well.
John's birthday.
Yes. Faye will be at the game at Tatis hat giveaway. I saw they were promoting that behind home plate tonight. Tatis hat giveaway June 8th.
Man, they would love that.
Man,
that promotion department.
I hope that happens. I'm not going to cross my fingers on that, but that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, everyone in that promotions department secretly wishing that Tatis would return on June 8th.
Now, what's the day of the week, though? Is June 8th during the week or?
It's a Wednesday, I believe.
Okay, because they're pushing all those giveaways in the middle of the week, which I think is smart.
Yeah.
Because they're selling out games with giveaways, which is crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, again, we always talk about good problems, Jim. Like people are saying, Tatis 2 or 3 or Tatis cleanup these are all whatever. If you told me right now that Tatis is back in the lineup and batting second, I don't care. As opposed to first or batting third as opposed to fourth.
1, 2, 3, 4. One of those spots. Put him
never lower than that, right?
Never lower than that.
Please, no. I never want to see that.
I just as long as him and Machado are linked together in this lineup, I think that is. Would you agree the best?
I would absolutely have them in front of or behind or whatever, whoever protects who in that scenario.
Even if you went Cronenworth, Machado, Tatis.
I like that because I want Cronenworth to get going, and I want Cronenworth to see fastballs. You know what I mean?
Because you put whoever you put in front of Manny, you would assume is going to see more fastballs.
Yes, I would think.
Yeah,
he's going to see more pitches to hit, and then. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Bob Melvin does.
Right.
I think we'll see. I think we'll see it all. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we'll see it all. I really do. Let's get to this super from France. France, thank you for the super chat here. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for hanging out with us again. If you were here to the wrap-up show, please subscribe. We have year-round Padres content for you. Please smash that like button for us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at John and Jim. We're all over those. Also at John Schaefer and at Jim Russell SD. Fran says, would you put Tatis at short or DH with Kim at short? We have had this conversation.
He's your shortstop.
Yep.
He's your shortstop. He's going to DH, though, for sure, but he is your shortstop. I don't know how many games he's going to play at short, but he's your shortstop.
I'm with you.
I personally don't care how well Ha-Seong Kim is playing, because if he's playing that well, he's going to find places to play in the field. He's going to play second base. He could be your DH. They could even try the outfield. Tatis is your shortstop. No way is Kim overtaking Tatis at short.
No way. No way.
But if Kim plays well, then he's gonna find himself on the field. Like he's gonna play himself on the field.
And my guess is like when Tatis returns, he's not going to start like 6 consecutive games at short. My guess would be like short, DH, off, short, DH, and let's see where we're at, right? Because he's coming off a wrist injury. So, I think Kim will certainly still have playing time even when Tatis does return. And how about you? I mean, the defensive abilities they have at short. I mean, Jake Cronenworth is ridiculous defensively at short, especially when you consider the fact that he doesn't play it every day. For him to make that
second start this year at short, and he looked like he did tonight. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, to make that play that he made, he also backhanded the ball beautifully out there in the hole. But I mean, to make the play he made for Nick Martinez, he saved the game. Otherwise, we're not talking about this. We're not talking about this 10th inning. It's not happening. You go down 4-0 in the 4th inning tonight. The game's. I mean, Padres have been good. But I think we all agree if they went down 4, 5, 6 runs there and had to go to their bullpen earlier, it would have been uphill sledding. But Jake Cronenworth kept them in the game, and then they paid him off.
Shout out to the Padres. I don't know who aligns the defense for the team, but
that guy,
whoever that guy is, shout out to that guy for putting Cronenworth in the right spot to make those defensive plays that he made tonight. Because that's a real, like, that's a tough job to have. If you're the coordinator of defense on a team, you got to know all the splits. You got to know all the tendencies, right? You're putting these guys in position. And if you put the guy in the wrong position and a ball goes directly at short and the guy's playing up the middle instead, like, that's on you. So I got to figure out who is the defensive coordinator of this team, or who lines up.
I think it is now called the defensive coordinator.
Maybe, but
it's basically,
who's positioning these guys? Is it Ryan Christensen? Is it Matt Williams?
A couple of guys.
Like, whoever it is, like, they've done a great job setting these guys up.
They have. You're right. We do want to remind you about Aura, our partners here on the wrap-up show, ORA.organic. If you click this Take the Quiz button down below, you're going to get a savings on your very first order, 30% off your very first order. There's a great company. Their co-founder, Will, is a San Diegan. They've got plant-based nutrition, all plant-based, whether it's probiotics. I take them every single day through Aura for digestion, heart health, and mental clarity, whether it is proteins, which Jim takes after workouts, or pre-workout supplements, or omega-3 oils, or omega-3 pills, immunity supplements, sleep supplements. They have everything. Great company. Again, their co-founder, Will, is a San Diegan and a huge Padres fan. There's a link down below for Aura. Longtime partner with us here on the wrap-up show. Make sure to browse their website while you're with us here live or on replay. ORA.organic, whatever it is, proteins, probiotics, omega-3, whatever it is, they've got it for you at ORA.organic.
Go there right now, 30% off your first order. Everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. Do it right now. Get something there. You're going to thank us later. Trust us. www.aura.organic.
No doubt. All right, so Bob Melvin returns. Padres keep winning. Padres win on the road. Go 7-2. They come home.
They haven't lost since Bob Melvin returned.
So it's 5 for 4. It's 4 since San Francisco, but 5 straight overall.
Right. The one Crazy. Thursday in Philadelphia. Bob returned Friday in San Francisco, and they haven't lost since.
Yeah, it's like, with baseball, you can peak a little early, obviously. I think the Padres did that last year in May. They played unbelievable baseball. I think, what did you say, 19-9?
They were 19-9 in May, and they had at one point, I think, the best record in baseball.
Yep, at 35-19. But they're doing something similar right now in May. I don't know what the record is, but it's probably pushing where they could play 19-9 baseball.
Pretty good. This feels different than it did last year. Right? Because I don't feel
I think because of starting pitching.
Right. I think last year we might have been saying the same things, like, oh, Tatis MVP. But I know we were talking a lot about the bullpen being used like way too much.
Yep, we were.
And also the struggles of Snell, the struggles of every other, Paddock, and Lamet doesn't know what he was. Like, this year it's like, championship level starting pitching, MVP in Manny, lockdown closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are some issues, but
right.
with the offense,
right.
But like overall, it just feels different.
Yeah, like again, the offensive thing, and I'm listen. The point is fair. Is it the best offense in baseball? I'm not saying it is.
And I'm not
And
asking.
I know you're not saying it's the worst. I know you're not saying the worst. I
No,
understand the point.
I see in the
But
chat like Jimmy wants this team to score 5-7 runs a game. Like I'm not asking them to be perfect. Like that's unrealistic of a person to ask of anything. Like
right.
it's
Well, they're averaging again. It's like I see. I never get caught up, and I get it. It's fair. Have they been as good at home on offense as they have on the road? The answer is no. That's factually correct. Just overall, I pulled it up right now. They're scoring 4.51 runs per game, which is, let's see, 6,
overall,
7,
it's
8.
really good.
It's tied for 9th in baseball with the Mets. So like that's the offense they are in runs per game. Now there's a zillion other qualifiers. We could look at on base percentages and slugging and OPS plus, and some are higher and some are lower, But I think we both would say we're comfortable saying it's a top 15 or top half of the league offense, probably, because this is without Tatis.
Yeah, it's a good offense. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's a good offense, and it helps that you have the
middle of the pack.
Yeah, it helps that you have the MVP of the league right now and the best player in baseball at this moment, I believe, in Manny Machado on your team.
Yes. I mean, that's been everything. I mean, we talked about today on the radio. Like there's no question. I mean, if you didn't have Machado this year offensively, the numbers would look ridiculous comparatively. Without Machado and Hosmer, they haven't really hit as a team, but Machado and Hosmer have kind of carried them. Hosmer early and Machado the whole time. But that OPS plus, for whatever it's worth, okay, which basically takes every hitter in baseball. And the Padres are better than league average. Obviously, league average, OPS plus 100 means league average. They're 102. So they're slightly better than league average in all of it, getting on base and hitting for power. Mm-hmm. That's where they are right now without Fernando Tatis Jr. So again, is it the best offense in the sport? Of course it's not. Is it the worst offense in the sport? Of course it's not. And we'll see what impact Tatis makes.
This team had like the Diamondbacks offense. Oh my God.
Right.
It would be horrible.
Yeah. Or if
that is the worst offense or one of the worst in baseball.
I think they're finally like they've been getting. What if they had Cincinnati's offense?
Okay, yeah. I think Joey Votto hit his first home run tonight.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then again, what if they had like Aaron Judge or the Trout Ohtani offense?
Then you're doing well. There's nothing to be upset about at all.
But again, it's like, yeah, it's all good. It's a long year. There's going to be highs and lows. I mean, there will be. There's going to be stretches where they don't play good baseball, whether it's on the mound or they don't hit the ball, or they're going to lose 3 straight at some point. That hasn't happened yet this year. I mean, all these things are obviously still ahead, you would think.
Pirates offense. Yeah. The Pirates offense is the worst in baseball.
Dude. Yeah. Let's get to another super here from Airborne Figgy. Thank you guys for the super chats here tonight. He says Padres Yankees. Win for Gwynn. World Series Padres Yankees, man. There's a lot of baseball between now and then, but
could you imagine
Padres against anyone? I think we would take.
I mean, think about Manny Machado going back to New York, where he is not liked there at all for everything that happened in Baltimore. Now, not like he didn't have any like crazy scuffles or anything with the Yankees, but just playing the Yankees. They played in the playoffs. Just Manny having not a rep, but just like, people don't like Manny. And New York, that would be amazing to watch.
It would just be nice to see Manny on that stage, obviously, because he's such a villain and he's so
been
polarizing.
On stage before, but one that we're actually rooting for.
Good point. Yeah, good point. So that was what World Series was that? What year was that with the Dodgers?
2018.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
Who'd they lose to?
Red Sox.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him win one, as we all would, obviously, everyone that's
in a Padres uniform.
Yes, preferably in a Padres uniform. All right, I think that's going to do it. Corbin Burnes again tomorrow. So, I mean, get there for your bobblehead. There's no guarantee that it's going to look pretty on offense. Corbin Burnes has a 2 ERA. He's allowed 8 walks this year. He has allowed 8 home runs somehow, but he's allowed like 10 runs and 8 home runs. It makes no sense. I have no idea. So Burnes against Snell. And then what's game 3 of the series? Who's pitching for the Padres game 3? That day game. I'll look that up real quick.
Manaea or Darvish?
It will be
probably Darvish because he pitched on Friday.
Right.
So it's Darvish.
Okay. So see if the Padres can win another series.
But the good thing is the Padres avoid Woodruff and Lauer. And they're also avoiding Hader. I know he had a emergency with his pregnant wife, so hope everything's okay there. But I mean, on the sports side, you're avoiding 3 really good pitchers and one of the best closers in baseball.
And thanks, chat, for letting us know that it is Darvish. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, and people have said, hey, they missed Harper and they missed Acuna, and maybe now they're missing Hader and they're missing others. And of course, everyone that the Padres are playing is missing Fernando Tatis Jr. And this is just part of the season. You know, it's going to happen over the course of a year. So if it's benefiting the Padres right now, good stuff. You know,
are we going Wednesday?
We got to go, right?
It's a day game.
Yeah, we should go.
I think we have to go.
Yeah, we got to go. We got to go. Sam, thank you. Yes. Thanks for hanging out with us here tonight. A little home road gate carrying over from the 3 to 6 show. But thanks for hanging out with us here tonight. As a reminder, if you're here live or on replay, please make sure to support this channel by subscribing, hit the notification bell, smash the like button, follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD as well. Support our sponsors, Mark Nimitz and Farmers Insurance. He can save you $750 on your insurance needs. There is a link down below for Mark Nimitz, auto, home, runner's life, whatever it is, earthquake insurance. And then ORA.organic, plant-based supplements, great company. Their co-founder, Will, is a San Diegan. Probiotics, proteins, omega-3 oils, whatever it is, ORA.organic has that for you as well. Alex is going to be there on Wednesday. So, yeah, let us know, Alex. Let us know if you're down there. Hopefully we can well, we're only there for what, like an inning or two, because we have to go do the show.
Depends how long the innings are.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know if you're going to be down there. Hopefully we can see some people down there on Wednesday. Gabe, yes, thank you. Good job, chat, tonight. Great job, guys. Padres are rolling.
Drop a like and subscribe.
Drop a like. Thanks, guys. We'll do it again tomorrow. Peace out.